Well, I've got them for my contacts because that's what I wear every day, but not for my contacts.
Is it not the same?
It is, but with my insurance, I usually just get the contacts because I wear them all the time. So I have
Alrighty, everybody, good evening to ya. Happy Friday. I am happy to have you here. I'm Savannah Louie with Atlanta News First Alert Desk here. We are going over your top stories for the Metro Atlanta area here. And we're going to start with one that's a pretty positive story for the Metro Atlanta area. If you take public transportation here, or even if you don't, you're probably familiar with MARTA. That is our rapid transit service to where people can get from point A to point B all throughout the Atlanta metro area. If you are a frequent MARTA rider, you are going to notice some good positive changes when it comes to what is at some of these MARTA stations. We have our Atlanta News First reporter, Patrick Quinn, who's going to explain why you might see more kids and families and athletes possibly at some of these MARTA stations.
Soccer is now alive at the East Lake MARTA station, the 6th station in Atlanta with soccer fields.
Seeing the transformation over the past few months of this from a parking lot to 2 soccer pitches that's going to serve children in this area is something that we are just beyond excited about.
Elijah Miranda with Soccer in the Streets said it helped bring the game to more than 1,800 kids per year, free access, while teaching lessons of resiliency and grit.
I just love being with the kids.
Annika Whitmore is a coach for 5 to 11-year-old kids at the Kensington MARTA station.
Just like being on a team and having teamwork and camaraderie is really important for the adult world. So having that space where we kind of focus on that and soccer at the same time, I think is really helpful just for folks building those skill sets for when they become adults.
She said the league has words of the month. For October, it was leadership. September was all about courage. But the purpose of these fields is twofold. They also help soften MARTA stations, making MARTA and public transportation more approachable.
And again, that was our Patrick Quinn reporting there. All right, guys, we got another story here that I wanted to talk about. This one a little bit more concerning, especially as we're heading into the holiday season. I know many of you guys are going to be ordering packages, ordering gifts online, getting them shipped to your homes. And around this time of year, it's not uncommon for us to see folks stealing packages or porch pirates or whatever you want to call them. But there is a new issue that we have been made aware of. Our reporter, Rachel Aragon, is in DeKalb County, in Decatur, where a woman was spotted stealing a package off of a porch while wearing an Amazon vest. Rachel's going to explain what you need to be aware of as we look toward this holiday season and as many of you might be receiving more packages over the coming months.
I'm Rachel Aragon in Decatur, where residents tell us they're sharing concerns about their packages being stolen just minutes after being delivered. In a statement, Amazon says they haven't confirmed if the person involved delivering packages for Amazon, but they are looking into this incident and will continue to partner with local law enforcement as they investigate. The resident we spoke to in Decatur says she got a notification that FedEx delivered her package yesterday afternoon, as seen in the doorstep video. Timestamps show less than 30 minutes had passed when a woman wearing an Amazon vest is seen walking up, checking her window and snatching her package. As Shelley waits to find out who is behind this vest, she's warning the community to be extra vigilant, just as she plans to going forward.
All right, guys, one final story I have for you this evening, and this is one that I know many of you are going to be excited about. College football. Who doesn't like a little college football, right? Especially a little college football rivalry, and that's what we're looking forward to this weekend here. We have sports anchor Emily Gagnon. She is joining us now from Florida for the Georgia-Florida game happening tomorrow.
Florida-Georgia is usually the game that decides the East. If you ask me, not this season. That game is next weekend in Athens when the Dogs host Mizzou. Nonetheless, this is a rivalry game. Both teams will show up. Quarterback Carson Beck, he gets to start in his first Florida-Georgia Saturday afternoon. It'll mean a little more to him than most. Beck's from Jacksonville. He played high school ball 19 miles from where I'm standing. Mandarin High School won a state title while he was there. This is a game he knows all too well. Beck's completing over 70% of his passes this season. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards. Head coach Kirby Smart was asked if Beck was acting any differently heading into the game, knowing it's Beck's homecoming. Smart said he didn't think so, adding he continues to work on the things that are going to give us a chance to win. And it'll be Beck's first game without his favorite target, tight end Brock Bowers. More on his absence and how it'll affect the game coming up at 11. Reporting from TIAA Bank Field, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First.
Yeah, you just heard Emily there. We are going to have more on that at 11 o'clock on Atlanta News First. So hopefully you guys can join us for either the 11 o'clock show on WANF or Atlanta News First on Peachtree TV at 10 o'clock. I will be there. You'll be graced with my presence. No, I'm just playing. But you know who else's presence you're going to be graced with? This is probably more important. This is who you guys really care about here. Meteorologist Patrick Pete here. Oh, wait, how do I get us together? Dude, why can I never freaking do this? All right.
I'm glad I don't have to press any buttons.
I was going to try to make it so Patrick and I were next to each other. Instead, you're just going to see us alternate back and forth.
That's fine.
All right, Patrick, you got to be on your toes for this one. You have a little bit of a... Are you okay? You're
I am. Listen, you see that it's this is this shot is for you in your box.
Yeah, all right. So if you're not in tune with what's going on behind the scenes, we're always a little bit loopy, I think, on the Friday evenings here.
Yeah, sure.
Also, there's an issue with the height of Patrick's camera. So he either has to slouch down or stand on a box, which is why you can see here he actually is doing a decent job. But enough about the behind the scenes. There's the box. You know, Patrick, I think we should just switch spots because I don't want to make you do an extra workout while you're here on your Friday evening. While you come over here, let's send out our folks with a picture. I don't know why we're looking at the arch in St. Louis, but that's what we got for you tonight. You can tell it's a Friday night here, and we are excited, though, because while this picture in St. Louis looks a little cloudy, a little ugly, that's not what it's going to look like here in
I know how to make this change.
What are you looking for?
The J.
What do you want to show?
J10. The.
Oh, I got you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
P10. Sorry.
There we go. All right, Patrick is ready to give the forecast.
What's going on, everybody? It is Friday night. It is Friday night. I hope you all are having a fantastic beginning to the weekend. We are doing our best to do that here at Atlanta News First. A good evening. I know it's Friday night and Tamar is singing right now, and y'all are trying to get out into the streets. So I'm not going to keep y'all that long. I'm going to hit you with what you came here for. And, you know, we're all here for a good time, not a long time. So let's jump into it. 71 degrees right now, the current temperature here in Atlanta. Nice breeze out of the south-southeast at about 5. If you're not outside right now, not a bad evening to step out. The numbers are going to gradually dip into the 60s over the course of the next couple of hours, and that's about as cool as it gets. That south breeze is going to be light, but it's going to be enough to keep us on the milder side. Gorgeous skies as we head into your Saturday. We are expecting a little bit more sunshine than we saw today. You combine that with continued southeasterly flow. That will allow for temperatures to climb a degree or two warmer. We topped out near 79 today, and we expect to get into the low 80s for a couple of hours tomorrow. So really a gorgeous day all around. The morning numbers are nice if you're going to get breakfast at 8 a.m. And if you're like me, probably eating some version of brunch around 12, 1 o'clock. We're already in the mid-70s, climbing into the 80s for the bulk of the day. It really is going to be a gorgeous day to be out and about. Not only for outdoor activities. I know there's a whole lot of tailgating for the Georgia-Florida game, but also there is Morehouse homecoming this weekend. There's lots of activities that have already started this week, but apparently they're like really springboarding for the weekend. There's also the One Music Fest that's in Piedmont Park Saturday and Sunday. Listen, you couldn't have picked a better weekend for all of these outdoor activities. Gorgeousness dominates your Saturday forecast, and we're going to see a similar setup in play for your Sunday. Sunshine as we head into the morning hours, starting off the day near 60 degrees for folks heading out to church earlier in the morning, already flirting with 80 degrees by 1 o'clock. So you can see those warming numbers. We expect to get a degree or two warmer Sunday in comparison to Saturday. So we're going to continue this upward trend through the weekend. We're keeping things dry, but we're keeping an eye to the northwest because we do expect changes to happen as we head into the beginning of the week. The good news. We don't expect Monday to be bad. We expect southwesterly flow to keep the warm air in place Monday, but this cold front will approach the area on Tuesday. And I know that this model is looking a little aggressive. This is the European model. I think it's overproducing moisture. All of the guidances from all of the directions we've seen so far has trended with the drier solution. This is the wettest solution we've seen, and this isn't too bad. So we're calling it about a 20% chance of showers. If this trend holds, we may have to bump that to 30, but right now it's just not looking like there's enough moisture to sustain a cohesive line of showers moving through. Nonetheless, we do expect some folks to get wet on Tuesday. The bigger story is going to be this cold, unseasonably cold air that starts to filter in. It actually begins filtering in on Tuesday, and we do think that that's going to have an impact on a lot of your Halloween plans. I know that there are Halloween parties in town, but more importantly, a lot of the kiddos are trying to get dressed up in their costumes, get into the streets, and get them some candy. And I still think that we're going to be able to do that because we don't expect the rain that moves through. We expect it to be done. We do expect it, however, to be breezy. And we expect temperatures to be falling rapidly through the evening because that breeze will be a northwest wind, and that northwest wind will usher in some cooler numbers. So even if we're at 60 at 6 o'clock, it'll probably feel like 58, 57 because 20 to 30 miles per hour wind gust is going to add in that chill. Patrick, what are you saying? I'm saying that your kids can go trick-or-treating, but they're going to need some sleeves. So just make sure you go ahead and plan and incorporate that into their outfits because it will be a breezy, it will be a chilly Halloween for sure as they are out getting their candy. And we expect to be in the 40s by midnight, so just keep a heads up on those dropping numbers. We're timing a cold front, folks, so we may have to shift these numbers a degree or two in either direction as we get a little bit more information. We're several days away from this, so we're getting low resolution data. That's just a scientific word for saying that our computers are processing this with lower the closer you get to an event, the better the accuracy. So you guys get that. You guys have been following weather forever. So as we time out that exact hour by hour, we're going to keep giving you glimpses of that over the course of the weekend and into the beginning of next week so that you can plan that trick-or-treat forecast. Just know that now it's looking chilly and breezy. Meanwhile, look at these numbers because that's going to be a part of this story as well. You know, we've been waking up to numbers in the mid to upper 50s, low 60s for the last couple of days, and we're going to continue to do so as we head into the weekend. And temperatures are going to soar into the low 80s in the afternoon. And then there's this temperature drop that starts Tuesday, continues into Wednesday, and it even is colder Thursday morning. So there's a lot of changes going on, and there are a lot of first alerts because we want to give you that heads up. We always say that we will, when we know something, we want you to know. So that's the purpose of our first alert, is to give you that heads up. Once again, this first alert is not for rain. We don't expect rain to actually be a big deal in this situation. It's more so to the shifting numbers because we've been dressing in shorts and T-shirts, and now y'all are about to pull out these jackets as we head to work during the middle part of the week. So Tuesday is going to be our transitional day. It may feel okay in the morning when you're stepping out, but it will trend cooler through the afternoon and evening. So if you're leaving home at 7 a.m. and not getting home till 10 p.m., even though it's not going to feel like you need a jacket, you should probably have that jacket with you on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Wednesday, you're going to know it when you step outside because we're going to wake up to numbers in the upper 30s, low 40s. And as far as the city itself, I actually think this is our coolest forecast since March for a morning start. So we haven't been this cold since March. If you needed a jacket at any point a few weeks ago when we got a little chilly, then you're going to need that jacket for sure Wednesday morning. And you're probably going to keep it all day because we only top out in the mid 50s. That's our high. So for a couple hours, we'll be at 54. The rest of the day will be cooler than that. And we're going to start off even colder on Thursday. And we could see some areas get some freeze advisories at that point. So I say all that to say this is the time. There's still several days ahead. This is several days away. You have a whole weekend to figure out what's going to be your play as far as the potential for some frost or freezing. Because we'll probably see some areas get a freeze watch. Other areas will probably get some sort of frost advisory. You're going to want to make sure that all of these sensitive plants that you may or may not have on the balcony, in the backyard, that you have a way to protect them. Myself, I grow bell peppers on my patio. Don't judge me. I'm country. I'm going to have to take those bell peppers in because it's just going to get a little too cold for parts of the week. And this is your first alert. This is your heads up because this is going to be our weather story next week. So you'll want to stay on top of that and check back with us as we continue to get new information on that. And I know it's Friday night, but meteorologist Fred Campagna and myself will be going through some new data. A couple of models are actually downloading now. We're getting some new information on those, and we'll be able to tweak that hour by hour Halloween forecast. And of course, the dropping numbers that we're seeing coming up. You can catch that update on Peachtree TV at 10, but meteorologist Fred Campagna is going to have it at 11 as well. So I said good time, not long time, so I'll leave you with the 7 day. I'll make sure nobody's asking questions on YouTube, and then I will check out. Although I'm going to address a petty comment because I'm a little bit petty myself, and it's Friday. Someone says, how do I feel knowing that 10 people are watching? 10 people are watching right now, but our videos get thousands of views over the course of a couple of hours because everybody's just not, at their phone or whatever. But they get the alert, the push alert from YouTube that we've uploaded a video, and the thousands of people become informed because of the videos. So thank you, Microbio, for your question. And thank you for joining us tonight. Happy Friday. Hopefully you get out and enjoy this amazing weather that we have coming up this weekend, because I will do the same. And I'll leave you with the 7-day, and you guys can catch our newscast at 10. Happy Friday.